This will easily be the most controversial subject that I will be speaking on. As you guys know, there is a organization of YouTubers harming the world. Putting a lot of degeneracy into the world. Charlie, Mr. T Lexify, Mama Max, Sneeko. There's so many. And the thing is, there's a lot of fans, right? There's a lot of people that watch these guys. They have a lot of attention. Aiden Ross, all of them. Even the people like Kaylin Sinat and the people who, switched up, like the Duke Dennises and the Phantoms and all of them. It's like, oh, we see y'all too. Yeah, there's a reason why y'all at the top. You know what I'm saying? We know who y'all rocking with. We see the photos, we see the videos, we see everything. You know what I'm saying? But they do have real fans, both young and old, that do see this stuff and accept it and agree with it and defend it. You will see people in comment sections, oh, but we're both not of age. That doesn't mean that you don't have to abide by society standards. Now, the reason why this will be so controversial is because a lot of people don't know why this stuff is going on and why big corporations don't do anything about this stuff. The big corporations and the policymakers and the lawmakers and all of these people that, FCC, and they control the media, they also have to abide by society, right? So if there's an entire community of people who support and take part in this stuff, and there are laws that enforce the inclusion of said parties, then you're not allowed to speak out and really bash said communities. You know what I'm saying? Now, this community that we will be talking about is the MAP community. I'm saying, if you don't know what a MAP is, I pray that you never have to find out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people who are part of that community don't know that they are part of that community. You know what I'm saying? But the people who run that community want to spread awareness of that community. Now, what I will say is awareness is good, because not only is it, detrimental to society, but it's also beneficial to society. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get ugly before it gets pretty. You know what I'm saying? And if it's already ugly, then we have to spread awareness of the ugly. You know what I'm saying? Now, to you might think it's good until we show you what it actually is and what it actually means and everything that, I'm saying, is coming to light now. And there's people that don't want to support it anymore. And then there's the rest of the people. The rest of the people are either on the fence, or they're defending it, or they support this kind of stuff, or they participate in it. A majority of the people are still support. Look at Mr. Beast's views. Look at Mr. Oogway and all of them. You know what I'm saying? When you really, really, really understand what the world is, you understand that we set ourselves up for failures. You know what I'm saying? Even if you didn't participate in it, it's things like, oh, I got gay friends, yeah, so what, man? I ain't, you know what I'm saying, part of the community or whatever, but if that's what they do, that's what they do, you know what I'm saying? But then if you learn their origin story, you be like, dang, I really shouldn't be supporting that, because something happened to you. Maybe if something happened to you, you probably wouldn't even be that way, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of why people link, you know what I'm saying, that community to this community. It's like, if a map corrupts somebody that is not of age, then that person's mind will be corrupted all the rest of its life. You know what I'm saying? And if that person is never able to break out of that mentality, then it becomes a map. Or, I'm saying in simpler terms, hurt people, right? Now, what starts the hurting? Idle hands. I'm saying idle hands, the devil's playground. I'm saying that's why you need to keep your mind occupied and always live righteously. I'm saying I don't want this to get religious or anything, but that's almost like, as far as like literature, that's like a literally like the way to put it. I'm saying, oh Lord, even though there's evil in the world and evil is frowned upon, even though it's more or less accepted nowadays, and a lot of people want to ignore it and they don't want it to exist, it does exist. And the fact that it does exist is the reason why it will continue to exist. Because based on the way that the world works and the way that we are pushing everything, we are forced to accept everything, and we're not really allowed to speak out against said things. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to gain an understanding, you know what I'm saying? And that's the main reason why I want to make the video like this. That way we don't offend anybody, you know what I'm saying? Even somebody that is part of one of those communities, regardless if you agree with it or not, it is our job to at least understand what is going on. That way we can react in the correct way, you know what I'm saying? Who knows, maybe you'll be able to break it down to somebody without debating with them, without arguing with them, like in the Charlie and Sneeko situation. Because imagine if they knew how to present their feelings and their opinions in the way that I'm doing right now. It would still be a debate, but it would be more of a conversation, and it would be something that you can take away from it, instead of, oh, we need to cancel Charlie and Sneeko, why are you even able to be up here? Like, I'm saying, we should be like, okay, you feel that way, right? And there's a lot of, let's say, even if it's 30% of your community and your followers also agree with you, and they feel as though that, you know what I'm saying, maybe even take it further than what you're saying. There might be 30% of the people that's agreeing with Sneeko, and then even taking it further than what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And although we don't agree with that, that doesn't mean that we're allowed to bash and harass and attack their community, because there are laws and policies in place that are designed to deal with said situations. And the main reason why it's like that is because there are these things called false accusations. A lot of false accusations have also been made on this platform by some of the very people who have been exposed. There have been a lot of YouTube, rap, news, and just careers in general that have been destroyed. And think about the regular people. Imagine how many people lost their lives in a literal sense, not just in a spiritual sense, but in a literal sense, lost their lives because of a false accusation, right? Now, that doesn't mean that every false accusation is malicious, but if we were to understand the world a little bit more and understand what assault is, you know what I'm saying? They don't teach education in school anymore. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they used to teach education, and I'm blurring the first word, the reason why they used to is so that you understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? It used to be more than just being safe and wearing a rubber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Behavior. If somebody harms an animal, what can you predict them to be in the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe even earlier. So if somebody likes to do something that is a little bit abnormal, you're allowed to question it, but don't bash that person, right? And I'm not saying that because you shouldn't. I'm saying that because we're not allowed to. And if we want to get our point across, then we kind of have to play their game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you got the upper hand. You got all the rights and everything. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with feminism, right? That's the reason why it's so disproportionate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can speak out against it and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people who get mad and they say, oh, man, we talk about dark topics. We should be able to get monetized. No, not the way that you're detailing it and you're wording it. You need to be blurring out certain words that YouTube does not like, that they feel as though it's not able to be monetized. And I have yet to see any of these channels do that. And here's the thing. I blur out certain words. And when I started doing it, I'm like, yo, I don't have to say, like, for one, I already knew I didn't have to say that. But I didn't know how that would affect me mentally. Like I'm saying, hearing certain words, it's called a curse word. You're cursing yourself also when you say those words. I didn't know that. That's a literal thing. Like I'm saying, because like mentally you're hearing that and you're hearing yourself say that. Like I'm saying, so it's like I'd rather just keep that in the music. You know what I'm saying, and then when it comes to actually speaking and having a conversation and communicating, I'm gonna bring it down to a 2 and actually conversate with you, because it's gonna make more sense and you're able to take away more. You know what I'm saying? But again, people want to know why does this exist? Why does this exist? Because that's what they want. At the end of the day, that's what they want. If that's what they want to do, it's going to happen. The same way how you doing what you want, I'm doing what I want, they gonna do what they want. If they feel like they want to do each other or do things that with certain people that aren't legal, I'm not saying let it happen, but it has to happen if you want to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if nobody does anything, what are you going to stop? Everybody's safe. But right now, nobody's safe, right? So now you got to speak on it. Now you got to do things that you really wouldn't do or even say, because it's like, how messed up do you have to be to not understand that? You know what I'm saying? Way back when, it was so much easier to question that. But now, it's hard to question that because, one, you might get penalized. You know what I'm saying? You might get criticized. You might get scrutinized. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you might get demonetized. And you just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But as of right now, what the world needs is an understanding. That's it. But nobody understands anything. They ask a lot of questions. Why would you ask the question why and then not try to figure out why? I'll tell you why. I know the answer to that why. I know why you're not trying to figure out the question. You're questioning it not because you want to know, but you're questioning it because you don't know what's going on. If something's falling out of the sky and I say, yo, why, what is that? What is that, and why is it falling out of the sky? You can say, bro, it's clearly something and it's falling because of gravity, bro. What goes up must come down. I'm saying, like whatever, right? But then when you put it in a fashion like, what specifically is that? Why is that doing that at this specific time? What am I witnessing so that I know how to react? You know what I'm saying? But other than that, if I just watch it fall, what if it falls right on me? Yo, why didn't he run? Why didn't he move? It's because he was asking a question why instead of actually trying to understand it. I'm saying, you so stuck on questioning it that you're not doing the research or anything behind it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually more comfortable making longer videos now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all found my channel. I don't know. I do know why, but I don't know why YouTube is now promoting my channel, because I'm clearly not on the side of really anybody. I feel like everybody's in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? I apologize even to people that's watching it. Even if you might be agreeing with everything that I'm saying, there's no guarantee that you agree with everything that I do and I agree with everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? You might be supporting something that's detrimental to society. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not going to say that I know, but I feel like I'm supporting the correct things because it doesn't have as much light on it. You know what I'm saying? I only got but 1,300 subscribers, and I'm shedding light on some of the things that nobody's talking about, you're not going to see this type of content anywhere. You're not going to hear this type of dialogue from any other YouTuber, because they only want to speak for the likes. They only want to speak for the views. They don't want to be real. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm able to be real on here and actually get them views, I've been doing this for a long time. Not that long, you know what I'm saying? I've been uploading for a long time, but as far as like sitting in front of the camera, I made a lot of videos. I've uploaded over 2,000, maybe even 3,000 videos now, but I deleted a lot because they wasn't getting views. You know what I'm saying? So now the fact that y'all coming through, it's like, all right, I can reiterate a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wish I kept the videos, because I'd be able to just screen record them Jones and just re-edit them Jones. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So that's the reason. That's also the reason why I can't say that YouTube's at fault. Why would why would any of these big corporations do anything about this stuff, right? If they're legally not allowed to, you know what I'm saying, oh, I can't just ban you because of that. I'm saying you did that in real life. You didn't do that on my platform. Yeah, that's a fan, but that fan messaged you on Twitter. You messaged that person on Instagram. Why aren't you bashing Twitter? Why aren't you bashing Instagram? I understand that I pay this person, but you go and blame the corporations that hired Ted Bundy. They didn't know. You try to give them a job so they stay away from this kind of stuff. YouTube is trying to give people an outlet so that they don't have to, you know what I'm saying, do certain things. But what I will say is, when you don't get views unless you follow the mainstream, that's where everything really gets messed up at. Because now the only time that you're going to get views is either if you speak out against somebody bashing them and then risk getting, you know what I'm saying, scrutinized, or you do something that is going to get you canceled, but you're going to make $10 million. You know what I'm saying? And people going to sweep it under the rug and still try to sponsor you and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you really understand how the world works, you understand why this stuff is going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can't really blame the people that you want to blame, because honestly, it's not their fault. And I can't even blame them because they're promoting me. If YouTube is promoting me out of all creators, a lot of the videos that I make, dislike bomb, dislike bomb, dislike bomb, dislike bomb. YouTube was like, man, we don't care about none of that. We still gonna promote you because we like your content. We feel as though that there's a community for this. We feel as though there's people that need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? People watch content similar to this. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But that's 18 minutes of that. I can keep going, and I know y'all gonna keep watching. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Now I know y'all gonna keep watching. But you know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it right there. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna know why, that's the answer why. And that's the reason why I feel as though you shouldn't be asking questions. Because look at the answer, 18 minutes. How many people are going to ask the question why and then listen to somebody speak for 18 minutes so that they can get that answer? It's so easy to ask why, right? But it's hard to really figure that out. That's 18 minutes of pure understanding of the world. I'm only 23 years old. Turned 24 on the 20th. I don't get paid. I'm not monetized. I've yet to receive a donation. I'm currently serving a strike for speaking out against people that put out degenerate content, that lie to their fans for money. Crazy.